Hey! You there? Wait a minute now, aren't you? You are. You're that scientist chap, Friedman, Fishman, am I right? You must be here to take on the Combine. Not sure what one man can do, but no other reason to visit St. Olga at a time like this. I'll take you to where they made their base, or as far as I can, at any rate. Here, now, let me just unlock this gate for you. Got the key right here. There we go. Get along now, laddie. Destroy that gun and no dawdling. If you make it back safely. Hey! You there? Wait a minute now, aren't you? You are. You're that scientist chap, Friedman, Fishman, am I right? You must be here to take on the Combine. Not sure what one man can do, but no other reason to visit St. Olga at a time like this. I'll take you to where they made their base, or as far as I can, at any rate. Here, now, let me just unlock this gate for you. Got the key right here. There we go. Get along now, laddie. Destroy that gun and no dawdling. If you make it back safely, I'll be here waiting for you. There's a path up the cliff. Step lightly now. Hurry, lad, get up the path. Get along now, laddie. Destroy that gun and no dawdling. Get going!
Cześć, z tej strony Jochen. Dzisiaj zagramy sobie Half-Life 2 Lost Coast. Jest to krótki, bardzo krótki nawet dodatek do drugiego Half-Life'a. Miała to być część epizodu Ape 17, czyli Autostrada 17, ale coś nie poszło, coś poszło nie tak i został wydany osobno w 2005 roku i był tylko początkowo dla posiadaczy kart AMD, a Nvidia uzyskała posiadacze kart Nvidia dopiero po jakimś czasie. Co jeszcze mogę powiedzieć ciekawego? Nagrywam ten materiał chyba 104 ale tak z 20 razy. To chyba rekord Guinnessa. Prawie. Ale może się zgłoszę. Bo a raz to mi się zepsuło audio, a raz to... Właśnie muszę teraz sprawdzić jak w ogóle wyszło teraz nagrywanie. No dobra, tym razem było dobrze, ale troszeczkę jeszcze ściszyłem dźwięk gry. Co jeszcze mogę powiedzieć? No chyba wszystko powiedziałem, co było do powiedzenia. No to jest ogólnie początek takiej nowej serii. Mam nadzieję, że będzie długo. I że będzie fajne, że wam się spodoba. Mam nadzieję. No i co musimy tutaj zrobić? Fabuła jest taka, że musimy zacząć kombajn, ale tym razem my musimy oprócz tego zrobić jedną rzecz. Zniszczenie nawet maszyny, która wyrzuca jakieś tam rakiety. Bombarduje to miasteczko. Czy tam okolice, no. Dokładnie nie wiem. To naprawdę bardzo, ale to naprawdę bardzo krótki dodatek, że tak powiem, to przedłuża może, że tak powiem, nie, przedłużało mi rozgrywkę o jakieś kilka minut, co by było fajnie, bo tam jakieś 9 godzin plus jakieś 2 na achievementy i tam sobie pogranie jeszcze. To chyba powiedziałem takie, jak nie było wszystko. Sotki. Nie ukazał ten dodatek. Ja sądzę, że Valve mogłoby dodać w jakiejś aktualizacji ten dodatek. Znaczy, no ten dodatek, tą część epizodu, to troszkę by przedłużył ten epizod. Chociaż jest trochę długi. Tak planowałem serię z samego Half-Life, ale nie wiem, nie mogę się zebrać, nie chce mi się nawet zebrać. Bo to bardzo długa. Znaczy, co ja gadam, nie bardzo długa, ale długa seria dosyć. I... Co jeszcze, no? Troszkę bym potrzebował więcej czasu, a teraz jeszcze... może, nie wiem, święta. Teraz będą się głównie pojawiać jakieś... Nie wiem, dzisiaj nagram może jeszcze coś. Jednoodcinkowe filmy, znaczy takie minigierki. Tak, myślałem coś nad serią z Fira. Tutaj małe headcraby, jak tylko tworzy. To muszę co trzeba tutaj zrobić. Chwilę będzie nas atakować z góry, z dołu, ze wszystkich stron kombajn, więc trzeba się przygotować, być gotowym. Tutaj już helikopter lata. Tak, miałem bardzo ogromne wręcz problemy z nagraniem tego filmu, ponieważ raz się zepsuło audio i nie słychać tylko nawet nie wyjdę wam podcast pracy, nawet nie będę teraz nagrywał, ponieważ mi nagrywał tylko dźwięk gry. Nie wiem czemu nigdy mi nie nagrywał coś sądzę. Za chwilę. Zniszczyć rękę? A my czasem Znaczy nie mam takiego filmu, to już jest tutaj tylko helikopter musimy zniszczyć. I już się kończy. No i zniszczyliśmy się pod podłogę. Zniszczyliśmy tutaj, jak widać, helikopterem, choć powinna być eksplozja bardzo wielka, to nic się nie stało. My wyszliśmy z całą, chociaż niecałe pół metra od nas wybuchł helikopter. Logika Half-Life'a. Pum, pum. No i wykonaliśmy swoje zadanie, bądźmy z siebie dumni, a właściwie ja, bo tak. Zgliczowałam się. Jak zeskakuję gdzieś stąd, nic mi się nie dzieje, ale jak spadam razem z tym, to już po prostu jest mi smutno. Podaną morfinę. No i tutaj dziadzie coś tam gada.
I guess you got other places to be.
Half-Life Lost.
Nice knowing you.
It's June 30th, 2015. I'm Dana Durnford, also known as the nuclearproctologist.org, and you can find these videos at Beautiful Girl by Dana on YouTube. Just making sure it's going to stream. Sometimes it doesn't. So we're live streaming. Now, I always start off the stream, say hi to everybody if I can right away, and so it's a little slow for the first few minutes. That's because you're doing a live stream. It takes a few minutes to get into it. And we say hi to people in the chat room. Hi Nightwave, Bob, Stan, Ellie. Thank you. Kate. Hi Kate. Kate's link is below. She got the Fukushima Hound site. It's a very robust site. It's a very friendly site. And if the trolls show up, people will not argue with them, but try to reason with them. Then they'll get rid of them, I guess. But because they'll try their best. Because some people are just, you know, stuck in their minds, and it's hard to. It takes a long time to show them the data. But if people are lashing out or just rude, there's no reason to try. See? That's all I'm saying. Hi, wannabe, Ron S, and Kate's link is below. This is Zero watching. It's okay. Hi, Douglas. Yeah, hugs, Kate. Hi, Mindy. And because, you know, it's hard to get any material out on the internet, and sometimes it's better to just come out and have a chat. Live stream. Who knows what's going to happen during the live stream anyway. And so Fukushima, just to reinforce anybody that don't know any better, hell on earth, Chernobyl. And so the date on that was 2006. And if you look up at third sentence, it says for the next 10 days spewed the equivalent 400 Hiroshima bombs worth of radioactivity across 150,000 square miles of Europe and beyond. And so when I'm talking about 1 million becquerels a cubic meter, see, pretty slick. Now the headline, and so 400. Just let me finish on that one though. Chernobyl was 1/3 the size of any of the reactors at Fukushima. Chernobyl was a 30% meltdown, and Fukushima were 100% meltdowns. There was 3 of them. So just on that comparison alone, Fukushima is much, much bigger. If it was just 100% meltdown in Fukushima, it would be 3 times Chernobyl. You know, and so the information was slow to be released. You had to stretch them out on a big rack and get them to talk, but I'm not saying torture them, but it felt like torture. And you know, when you think about how much is released, just for context for everybody before I get started that don't know any better, is a reactor has 5 million pounds in it, and let me show you the reactors. This is unit 1, 100% meltdown, melt through, melt out. This is unit 2, 100% meltdown, melt through, melt out. Unbelievable. This is unit 3, 100% meltdown, melt through, 100% melt out. It actually got spewed out, it blew out, it detonated. You know, and so people say, oh no, you know, hundreds and hundreds of miles of the coastline was completely wrecked. Communities washed away, but the reactor stayed intact, Dana. It's just ridiculous, okay? And, you know, that's their, they like to argue but not talk about the hundreds of square miles that is wiped out. And the only thing in the middle of the 100 square miles that survived it was the reactors. They detonated and everything. It was just tsunamis, and, you know, the rest of Japan never had a tsunami, but these things detonated. You know, just look at it. My goodness. Hang on, let me give you another picture. Think about these detonations. How can anything survive that when hundreds of miles of the coast, including this place, was, you know, 50 feet of water washing through, ripping. You've seen the videos. You've seen that. You've seen that, right? Let me keep going, though. But that's what I'm talking about, is that this. No, it's okay, Dana. The reactors were 6 inches of steel. There was lots of 6 inches of steel throughout the 100 miles of Japan that ain't there anymore. You know, this tsunami just... But we're also talking about detonations. We're talking about huge, unprecedented for nuclear power plant detonations. You know, these stacks, they're around 700 foot high. This is just... There was multiple detonations, multiple fires, and that's why the buildings are not there anymore. And the ones that, like the skeletons left, that's all that's left is a skeleton. You're not going to go in. Now, that's the official pictures, but you can't expect to go inside and see that. Just because they told you that was there, you know, like, use your own head. Use your own brains. Use the reality that even this reactor, and even this reactor, Unit 1 and Unit 2, right, you're talking about thousands and thousands of degree Fahrenheit temperatures. Thousands of degrees of Fahrenheit temperatures. Sustained. And so anything that's on the roof, you know, I'll give you an idea of how they're putting water in. They're putting the water in with this little red stick. And that's the job, Dana. Fine, Dana. It's not. That can't fill up anything. And there's nothing in there to fill up because everything blew apart. The swimming pools, the fuel pools are not indestructible. The reactors are not indestructible. It's the most ludicrous thing anybody's ever said. And people do that all the time to confuse you. You got to think about what's really going on. Is they have to cover this up to keep nuclear alive. Like, remember the headline from... Dana? Somewhere under the rainbow. Hell on Earth. This headline, Hell on Earth. Chernobyl, that's 2006. The big shot Guardian, John Vidal. And look at number 3, sentence 3, and for the next 10 days spews equivalent 400 Hiroshima bombs for 10 days. Okay, 10 days. That's a magic number, 10 days. And then it stopped. 3 more on in 5 days. Stop. Fukushima is unhinged. It ain't gonna stop. You can't throw homeless people at it when you need nuclear scientists. We had to sacrifice every nuclear scientist on the planet. I mean, if that's what we got to do, we should do it. It's a terrible thing to say, I know. But if we got to sacrifice all the nuclear scientists, I think we should do it. Throw them at them like we threw the homeless in there. They're no good for anything else. But so you got 1,000,000 becquerels a cubic meter. Let me square meter. Now the headline says a cubic meter. Hang on, I'll come back to that one. Let's jump over to my folder. No, let's go over to headlines. Go over the folder right quick. I forgot I had the folder there. Fukushima plume model showed 1 million becquerel a square meter. So what they're talking about is is on the ground, square meter. A cubic meter is air volume. Right? So hence my headline, cubic meter. And so when you're walking through a cubic meter with 1 million becquerels in it, do you trust the nuclear industry now? Does that make you feel better now? All party. And what we're doing now for 9 months is looking at the tidal zones of British Columbia. And this is recent headlines I'm showing you tonight. Marine life disappearing from the tide pools. Disappearing! Do you know what we've been doing? Do you got any idea what the nuclear proctologists and the hounds of Fukushima and the Fukushima hounds? And shout out to Lee over in Siam. Sorry, Lee. And Kay Lee. So fish and octopus, mussels and urchins and limpets and sea hares. And I know I said, I thought about it after, it was pretty stupid. But in my last video I referred to a guy as the lowest guy on a totem pole, and that was totally inappropriate to use a totem pole in the context of people like that, right? It's stupid. It's hard to come up with objects, and it's just a cliche, unfortunately, that's been out there, and you've got a tendency to use it. So, limpets, Dana, sea urchins, mussels. Now, the underwater footage up at the nuclear proctologist from the Expedition for Life, we just done 160 days on the ocean, and we're heading back out. I've been underwater all day, but not... The 160 days on the ocean, the underwater footage, you're not seeing any mussel shells on the ocean floor. You're not seeing any clam shells, little neck and manillas on the ocean floor. And you're not seeing any razorback clam shells on the ocean floor. These are all white on the inside and ivory, very, very bright. And you're not seeing gooey duck shells on the ocean floor. And you're not seeing oyster shells on the ocean floor. You're not seeing the big scallops shells on the ocean floor. Or starfish. Or anything else except for some sea urchins. And that's that, my friends. Now, the fact that I was able to see down there during that period when I was in the Queen Charlotte's a month and a half, 2 months ago, you weren't supposed to be able to see very deep because all the larvae from all the krill and, you know, like phytoplankton is the eggs of jellyfish or little jellyfish, you know, before they become jellyfish. Phytoplankton is like a 10 million oyster eggs before they become oysters. Phytoplankton is all the rockfish larvae before the rockfish become small fry. Phytoplankton is missing because these species would thrive in the tidal zones. The tidal zones, all this disposition that was coming in and falling out constantly, because the plume that we're talking about was sustained. It was a sustained plume. Like it kept going every day. It kept coming. It never stopped truly coming out of there. But the initial plume was a massive plume. And that was 1 million becquerels. That was 1 million becquerels a cubic meter from the ground to the sun, you know, so to speak. To the upper, right up to the stratosphere. Right throughout that entire spectrum. Like 100 miles up through all the stratosphere and lower and upper troposphere and your atmosphere. And through the jet streams is just whisking it and moving it and shifting chunks of it all the time. But it's just so much come through. So much. Originally, and it just lingered. Like the pollution, like the forest fire particles from Asia, like the pollution from Asia, like the automobiles from Asia, that adds to your index. This stuff is thousands of times smaller. And it was so much of it going through the ocean, falling into the ocean, and right to the atmosphere, all the way to the ocean floor was radiation. Because a gram is more atoms than every grain of sand on every beach on the planet. You're talking about each reactor with 5 million pounds in it, 3,450 assemblies, 80 rods in each assembly. Each assembly is 18 pounds and 12 feet long, and 280,000 rods in each assembly. So each assembly got 80 rods, and the rods are pellets, full of pellets with a zirconium cladding. Now, just let me run back to that one for a second. And they're talking about, you can see that plume there, simulated total atmospheric column of 133 xenon. Now there's many other daughter products of xenon, and a lot of them don't last very long. But there's a couple of them that are 10 to the power of 24. And when you ionize and radiate at them, you're talking about to the very end of time. You're talking about like uranium-238, and uranium-235, and uranium-234. The same longevity and the same kind of toxicity. And then the problem with these reactors, the problem with Fukushima, the problem with Japan, the problem with what they've done there, the problem with nuclear anyway, is all the plutonium and uranium to try to reclaim from the missiles that they had sitting in silos for 50 years. And they took them out and reclaimed that uranium, the 238, the fissionable products, the 235, and the plutonium. And then they put that through a chain reaction again in Japan to try to consume it, is what they told you. But what they're trying to do is make directed energy weapons isotopes. You know, pew, 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 pew. The future is all about lasers. Well, right now is all about lasers. Lasers have been around for over 50 years. This is not speculations. This is pure fact. Every country on the planet is dependent upon the isotopes. The power, because you need huge, massive, enormous amounts of energy to fire these things. And then, you know, the thrill of firing it means they'll kill everything on the planet to do it one more time. It's like the worst crack on the planet is a laser weapon, because in order to get it, they got to kill everything out there. This plume comes through our country. Still coming through our country's disposition throughout our countries, North America, and every other country on the planet. But in particular, North America took a huge hit. And because we're in the Pacific Ocean, all this is coming into our coastline and accumulating. It's still going into the ocean underneath it, running over the fissionable products. Yeah. Hi, Miss Milky. No, I know. I came on the last minute, honey. Thank you, Jan. I just wanted to come out. Now, we got bad weather. Much of the Pacific Ocean threatened by Fukushima. June the 29th, 2015. I know that was yesterday's headline, so people don't care about it. Ah, Dano is showing us yesterday's headline, because that's the emittance. They're emitting to it. I'm just making fun. I'm not saying that to anybody in particular. Just being a dork. But much of the Pacific Ocean is threatened by Fukushima releases. Gee, go away. What? Really? Thank you for saying it. And I'm afraid to say anything, afraid nobody else will speak up. You're afraid to come out and say anything. If somebody tells the truth, you're like, maybe I should shut up. Just let them have their fucking day. Excuse the language. But that's what I expected when I come home. They would start telling the truth. I didn't know it would hurt that much, but at least they told the truth. And it frightens me. I mean, you know, I'm going to run over to some headlines just because that frightens the crap out of me. Not that these don't frighten the shit out of me either, but don't get me wrong. Some shareholders urge utilities in nuclear power generation. Well, that's one way to get at them. You buy share in their companies. Now, see, the worst thing imaginable is a company's on a stock exchange, because it's monolithic now. It's corporate personhood now. It has human rights, and it has more rights than you now, because that's a corporate, because it's on the stock exchange, and people got their money in it on purpose to keep it afloat. It has to be. It should never have been on the stock exchange. That's an utter betrayal, 100% betrayal. Why would you put a monster? I mean, like, the scientists assured us not a single isotope could leave the power plant. And that was what their license is built upon. That's the very foundation of why the nuclear power plant exists in your community, is because they guaranteed us that it couldn't get into the community, but it's hemorrhaging into your community just from the fuel pools. And so we're going to cover a little bit of that for a bit of fun. Radiation in court. Landmark success for Australian nuclear veterans. 1945. And so this is how maniacal the industry is. Like, we never done nothing wrong. Radiation doesn't kill you. It just kills all the sheep and goats and dogs. And all the experiments, the millions and millions of dogs. Not counting cats. Not counting horses and everything else that they've used. You know how you hear UFO came in and stole a cow's liver or stole a cow's rectum or stole a cow's blah blah blah. This was the nuclear industry. All of these were close to nuclear power plants. There was releases. They didn't want a minute. They went out, killed one of the animals, not one, but many animals in the farmer's field. They've done this all over the place. And then they got the local media, and they're all in on it, to talk about UFOs. Find someone to just mention UFOs and get them talking, and then come back and quote somebody. And everybody's, oh, the UFO stole another freaking cow's liver. That was the industry trying to figure out how much got released. That's how sick the industry is. It'll never admit you because you have to evacuate those areas. You have to put signs up everywhere. They can't do it. Now, if Ruskies come and bomb you, they put signs everywhere. The Ruskies done this to us. If the terrorists gets their hands on a few grams, blow it up. Look what the terrorists done. We can't live there anymore. We gotta go bomb their children. The establishment, let us build a nuclear crisis center over in Asia. You know why? Because this stuff is friggin' fucked up. And if you don't like me yelling and getting mad, you're probably in the wrong spot. Because this stuff pisses me off. U.S. nuclear force upgrades affordable despite high cost. How do you put two of those words into one sentence? Get away with it. You're the nuclear industry, and you are beyond reproach. Hey, let's burn $1 trillion. Maybe that'll solve something. We can produce more homeless. Send them to Fukushima. U.S. nuclear force upgrade affordable despite the high cost. $1 trillion for what? So we can wreck the planet? We gotta have it, Dana. Why? So you can wreck the planet? Well, the Ruskies might do it to us first. You ever wondered if you didn't have it, that you're living in the Jetson age already where everything is cut with lasers, everybody got cell phones and internet and friggin' everything else? No one wants a nuclear war. Gonna do a nuclear war? Well, I shouldn't say that. It's just the elements, the scum, probably 5,000 or 6,000 people on the planet that can't live without nuclear, without killing everything in every community, without dumping it in everybody's. I mean, think about. Just hang on a second. Hang on a second. Hold on. This is what the Ruskies, according to CIA, would do to America if they didn't do all that nuclear testing and do this. So they done all of that. That's radioactive pollution. Each one of those lines is 2 nuclear tests. So the Ruskies wouldn't do that to you. Maybe, perhaps someday in the future. And did the Ruskies do that to you? No. You know why? Didn't have to. Your own friggin' government, the people you put in the trust of the nuclear industry, anything nuclear is evil. Anybody that's pro-nuclear knows what they're doing. And they'll gladly admit it. Oh yeah, no, I work for the nuclear industry. See that model there? That model's not based up on 1,000,000 Becquerels. All those friggin' atoms in a cubic meter of air. Can you walk through a cubic meter of air without breathing all day? No. Where you're breathing shit in all day? Yeah. Does this model include any of that stuff? No. Look at it. Look at the drinking water standards for Canada. 7,000 becquerels a litre, but they don't measure in a litre. They do it in cubic meters. They couldn't tell you it was 7 million becquerels, so they put it in litres. And so the natural stuff in your drinking water is 0.005 becquerels a litre. Look what they got there for man-made. So there's nothing good about the nuclear. How can there be anything good about the nuclear? How can that be good? How the fuck did we get to that stage? We were worried about 0.005 of the natural shit, and we got this fuck falling out of the sky till the end of time. It was right from the ground right up into the stars. You wonder why everybody's freaking out on planes when they're exposed to all of it up there. You know, a million becquerels a square meter. The nuclear industry, no, nothing got out. No, there's no release of this. UC Berkeley, no plume. UC Berkeley. Harvard, Yale, MIT, Stanford. They fucking stab you to death. They don't care about you. They run you over, steal your children, and burn them in a pit. They don't care about you. They fucking hate you. Not as much as I hate them, but let me go back to those headlines. And I'll start burning through these people right now if I'm not careful. U.S. nuke, that makes me laugh. It's pathetic. Okay. Austria to file EU complaint over $16 billion deal for Hinkley Point. Too cheap to meter! Dana, it's too cheap to meter. Dana, we need another $16 billion. Yeah, but all the schools are closing. But we need $16 billion. We are the nuclear industry. We're going to poison them anyway with odds. They don't need any money. Yeah, we boil 1 million gallons a minute. 1 million gallons a minute of larvae and eggs and all the critters and creatures and the billions just in a glass of water. Boiled, dead. That's not carbon. That's not global warming. All this thing does, I mean, in order to get your hands on a gram, you got to shift through tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of coal. It don't even match up. You wreck the entire planet and use all these harsh chemicals to get the uranium out. So the nuclear industry can have their lasers. So the nuclear industry can have $16 billion every time they fart. The nuclear industry farts, the whole media out there. Woo! That was wicked! Editorial. Unconstitutional security bill must not be pushed through the diet. The diet, yeah, because they starve everybody to death in their country. It's an inside joke, right? 70 years since the end of World War II, and we got real evil now. There's no future for us anymore. We friggin' screwed it all up for everybody. Security environment is indeed changing. What? You afraid one of the homeless you kidnap in Shanghai and there's going to be a terrorist? You already wrecked the whole country. If a terrorist detonated a bomb in Japan, a dirty bomb, nobody could fucking tell. Or they're going to say, oh, the terrorists contaminated the whole country. Maybe that's what they're up to. That whole country's contaminated. We've went through it. Million becquerel meter here, 1 million becquerels a square meter there, throughout the entire country. They're burning it in incinerators. It's hemorrhaging out of there all the time. It's being picked up and liberated with rain and snow and convection and evaporation. Nuclear plant safety focus public meeting. Do you think they give a fuck about you? You see that big stack? That's the fuel pools hemorrhaging out 120,000 litres in your community. They're going to tell you it's in a sarcophagus, nothing's getting out. You tell them every one of them are vented, or they detonate from the noble gases. Call them on their lies. You get an opportunity like that, get down there and call them on their lies. And all you do is ask them a question, they'll lie to you. It's really easy. Just ask them any question, and they'll lie to you. Oh, it's like a banana. Oh, it's like 10 bananas. Oh, it's like 100 bananas. It's like that many bananas. So don't go in the supermarket and stand close to the bananas. It'll fucking kill you just walking past them. According to the nuclear industry, they can't tell you the truth. Addicted to lies. Analysts, new savings erode as the cost of nuclear plants grows. It always grows. It takes them 30 years to build something. And then it fucks up all the time. Another 2.7 billion. Give us more money. There goes another 5 coal plants. 7.5 billion on this. Another fucking who knows how much on that. National Guards trained for simulated nuclear explosion. Right? The training will simulate an explosion of a dirty bomb. Look, a dirty bomb can't release as much radiation as the fuel pool does in one day. 120,000 liters, and we know a liter, you know, a liter, you can put a lot in a liter, 7,000 becquerels of tritium from a reactor, from a release. Not because it's normal, but because it's been released. That's your drinking water standards in Canada, because you can't put your fate in anything out there that has a authority attached to it. It's just one PR firm after another. And they're all twisted and demented, and they all want to murder you. Every one of them. All things nuclear. Nuclear stock market. You can't have a nuclear stock market. You can't stop it if you does that. Well, you can. You take away corporate personhood. That's how you end all the corporations' tyranny anyway. The amendment to the slavery law to free slaves from an oppressive government was an illegal amendment to give corporations human rights attached to it. You can take that illegal, it's an illegal amendment. Corporations are supposed to have charters. And charters dictated everything they'd done. And if they created a mess, or you can put them in jail, cannibalize that corporation, and pay restitution, and pay outstanding debts, and then somebody else would fill up the gap. Nuclear shouldn't exist. It shouldn't exist. It's just this evil fucking machine out there of evil people. They're evil beyond fucking imagination. They know what they're doing. They dump it in the ocean. They dump it in the river. They won't dump it in their basement. They dump it out there because they know it's fucking scary. I'm gonna get pissed off. Too risky to bury nuclear waste near the Great Lakes. Go fucking figure! Too risky because everybody's fucking yelling at you. There's a video out there, or a story out there right now. Yesterday I got 1.3 million Facebook likes because they denounced. I probably got it right here. Who knows? I'm pretty sure I do. There in the bottom of it. Too risky to bury nuclear waste. It's too risky to dump it in the ocean. Too risky to leave it anywhere. It was too risky to create. You can't got nowhere to fucking put it. And all you do is just create more. We gotta create it. Where are we gonna get a job, Dana? We're degenerates. We couldn't get a job anywhere. Hi, folks. I'll just say hi to everybody for a second. Maybe they'll slow me down, get me back on track. One of those nights, you know, where you're just so fucking tired of these pricks. Too risky to bury nuclear waste. Now the plan was 70 million cubic meters, what they call low level, and then they're going to bring in all the heavy stuff. Like in 8 cubic yards, 8 cubic yards cement trucks, bumper to bumper, 56 miles. You can go right around the planet twice with 8 cubic meter cement trucks. You know, the big fucking trucks. That's what they want to put down there in the ground. That'll all leach out into the big drinking water. They don't give a fuck about you. There's only one thing left to do is purge the planet of these people. You can't talk to them. You can't do anything with them. You can't even fucking have a debate with them. Oh, it's like a banana. It's like walking in the sunshine. It's like fucking potato chips, Dana. It's like getting on an airplane, Dana. It's like a dental x-ray, Dana. And then there are other fucking things to say because that's all they can say. They can't tell you that it killed all the beagle dogs. 70% of them in 4 years. Wicked cancers, leukemias, tumors. No. People says Dana gets upset and yells. Shut the fuck up. Of course I do. Pacific Ocean is dead. There's fuck all left out there. We just done 9 months on it. I have to come here and beg for fucking money to get out there and prove it so we can have a conversation about it. On top of that. And they cut out the last 15 minutes of my last video where I asked for donations. DanaDurnford@hotmail.com on PayPal. And we still got to raise, we only raised like $30 in the last 3 days. So we're at $4,450 or something. We got to raise 6,000 and we're probably going to need a bit more after that. Like it's 40 knot winds up there right now. If I was up there, I'd be in the shit. And so that's why I didn't go, because we don't have the extra money to take chances. because you burn a lot of fuel in heavy winds. We can't risk it. And so the good weather's coming, but it probably won't be till Saturday or Sunday. Still northwest, unbelievable. The only wind I can't leave and go up there in is northwest, and it's been pounding that now for 2 weeks, and it's going to pound for another week. Never seen the likes of it. Don't say nothing about me cigarette. For Christ's sakes. It ain't got the 7,000 chemicals in it. It's true Canadian blend. The regular cigarette's got 7,000 chemicals in it. See, that's how fucked up the system is. That's why I'm angry. That's why I'm yelling. That's why it's fucking... Because the media's out there still telling you, oh, nicotine will make you sick. Fuck off! The 7,000 chemicals. Come out and say the truth. One fucking time in your life. Say the truth. Just fucking once. It's not like we don't know there's 7,000 chemicals in a cigarette now. But we can't get you to fucking say it. Ah, you dirty bastard. Nicotine's going to give you cancer. Nicotine ain't going to do it to you. The 7,000 chemicals are. It's been a tradition throughout the human experience to smoke tobacco. And now I'm addicted to tobacco from 7,000 chemicals because the fuckers didn't tell me there were 7,000 chemicals in there. Because why the fuck would I smoke it if there were 7,000 chemicals in there? Who the fuck would? There's 10,000 Taliban in Afghanistan and Iraq. So 5 million orphans. How do you sleep at night? Knowing you support the troops and the military and the war machine. 5 million orphans to get 10,000 people. Fuck you. Anybody that supported the fucking troops. Fuck you. Millions dead, millions missing, millions in refugee camps, entire countries destroyed, entire pensions, schools, the entire infrastructure, can't even get a fucking bank account because 10,000 people, right? Wrecked 2 countries. It's like wrecking Canada and the United States. It's no different. To get 10,000 gangbangers. How could you be so fucking stupid and naive? That's a question you gotta ask yourselves. Not me. I don't do nothing wrong. What I'm doing is I flush out the subject. This subject in particular, real fucking bad. 3 melted reactors. 3 of them. And they hid it away from everybody. They admitted to pacify people, then they fucking lied right away the next morning. No plume, UC Berkeley. No head left on your shoulder. We get the gallows up high enough when we drops you from it either. Low-level radioactive contamination found along the creek. Low-level, what the fuck are you talking about? It's radioactive elements. You get one of them inside you get a cancer. Fuck off calling it low-level every time you open your mouth. Anything comes out of a nuclear power plant, low-level. Anything the terrorists get their hands on, fucking dangerous. Scary. You pricks. Low-level. What the fuck is wrong with you? You need your fucking head hauled off your shoulder. A bunch of girls need to walk up and pull your fucking hair right out of your head. Pull you, throw you in the fucking things. Maybe you understand then that you're a cunt. That you're a fucking monster. Nuclear situation changing locally, globally. Jesus, globally with locally. I'm just not going to go there because I'm going to start screaming in a minute. Japan's utility, no money to develop renewables. No, because you're fucking blowing it all on the other nuclear power plants trying to get them up. The homeless don't cost you only fucking $7 an hour. A nuclear power plant worker would cost you 60. You're fucking monsters. That's all TEPCO is. That's what Japan is. They got their own fucking people poisoned and they're trying to hang on to power because they're monsters. Just like something out of a Hollywood movie. Real fucking... No offense to people that are monsters. These people are much worse than you guys. Japan's utility, no money. No, because you burnt it all. 45 countries jumping on the nuclear bandwagon. Yeah, well, not Canada, not United States. Their reactors are fucking dying and people are ready to kill them. Despite public and political criticism, nuclear will propagate. Right, Barbara? It's despite public and political, despite radiation fallout, despite people dying of cancers, despite a dead Pacific Ocean. Not despite public and political criticism, you fucking idiot. You cunt. I'm sorry for swearing tonight. I really am. I'm so fucking angry. 1,000,000 becquerels a cubic meter. Children breeding that. They don't bother telling anybody to stay home for a couple of weeks. We fucked up. So bad. We got to get every university on the planet to go to work and try to come up with solutions. No. You're talking about poisoning the entire planet in full steam, 4.5 years. A hardcore. Chernobyl, 400 Hiroshima bombs in 10 days. What the fuck is 3 melted reactors in Japan equal to? Huh? Almost 1,600 days. What is it? Let's count the fuel pools. Let's count the fact it was MOX fuels, mixed oxide fuel. Let's put all of that into the model. So we can hang you and get it over with. It's too late to save anything on the planet. Let's just fucking hang you and get rid of you. At least do that much. Worldwide. Alright, and then the next headline, worldwide. Same lady, nuclear stagnates. Right? Despite public and political criticism, nuclear will propagate. Here, August the 8th. And October the 10th. What year was that? 2012. And then worldwide nuclear stagnates. Barbara. Same fucking lady. You see what I mean by these people? Whatever the flavor is, whatever the nuclear industry says to put out there, try to pacify everybody and sneak all the reactors online through the back door. Korean nuke victims denied state compensation from Hiroshima. They were down there working on Hiroshima as victims and structures and that, and got irradiated. Yeah? And today they're still trying to get $1 out of it, some reparation. And they're basic fuck them. Denied. No, because then they got to admit the radiation is dangerous. Don't go to Loveless Respiratory Research in New Mexico with Dr. Raymond Gilmedy and ask him how, go down and do an interview with him. He's killing beagle dogs and beagle puppies almost 40 years. He's guaranteed to have a new batch there screaming and fucking agony and cancers and tumors. Right, all the models out there that you talk about are based on a 1 minute exposure to humans. Covered this. Right, that was from MIT. Or Harvard, I can't remember. MIT, I think it was. All radiation doses are based upon a 1 minute model. So we're going to run out of time. I'm going to jump down. I got something here. Somewhere. Just got to find it. Let's run through it. Okay, that's not it there. Let's keep going. Oh, what's that big number? They got to pay $800,000 per consent order at whip, right? For fines. They can't go to jail. They can't get a criminal record. They're a corporate personhood. They got their stock exchange. No, like Google, right? Nobody can get a criminal record. They keep victimizing you. If you don't catch them, they get away when you catch them. Don't matter. They make so much money, they pay a fine. That's what a stock market is. That's what a corporation that's on the stock market got corporate personhood. That's what it means. No accountability. No checks and balances. Energy Department issues remaining $1.8 billion in loan guarantees for a nuclear project. Here you go. Knock your socks off. Radioactive tritium and groundwater Peach Bottom nuclear plant not a health concern, official says. Who the fuck is he? It's always that, official says. Exxon Energy official says, what's his fucking name? See? Just, some official. Right? That's the spin. That's the trick. That's the deception. That's the wheedle, the weaseling, the dealing. Right? They don't got to tell you fuck all. They just announce and you go back to sleep. Nuclear reactor restarts after life extension. Life extension! Nuclear scientists are going to need a life extension coming up in the next year or so. There ain't going to be no whales out there in another 2 years. No, well, there's no porpoise out there now, a couple of them. I've never only seen like a 6 porpoise in 8,000 miles in 160 days. Ocean floor is naked, the coastline is naked, no fucking birds, 72 birds in 300 miles. Canadian government approves overseas ownership. Fuck it, let's give it away. We don't even care anymore. Go yell at them. Linear no threshold model. Threshold model. So this is really important. That's what the whole friggin' show was about tonight. Just never bother to mention it. Million becquerels a cubic meter coming through your country. And they want to raise the acceptable limits. And so the NRC got 3 applications, exact applications, from 3 completely individuals. But they're the exact applications. But the wording was they're 3 separate applications from 3 monsters, doctors, sitting professors. Petition for rulemaking, notice of docking and request for consent. The summary, the U.S. nuclear regulatory freaks has received 3 petitions for nuke making, requesting that the nuclear cricks, see, instead of pricks, I changed the word, amend the standards for protection against radiation regulations and change the basis of those regulations from the linear no threshold model radiation protection to the radiation homeostasis model, where radiation can't do no fucking harm and only does good. See, in nature, potassium-40 has that ability, but potassium-40 doesn't mutate fucking shit. It don't mutate fruit flies or humans or embryos or like the children in Fallujah, where 80% of the babies are born deformed and you don't even know if they're a baby or a fucking stick. And who's going to take care of those children? Who's going to have that heartache? You just throw them away like they're dirt. Rejects from the nuclear industry. They never got good. You got to hide those away. They don't work. People freak people out. So what's going on anyway, in a gutting kind of way, is the radiation homeostasis model provides that exposure to the human body to low levels of ionizing radiation. Ionizing radiation, they're claiming now that nuclear shit is beneficial and protects the human body against effects of high levels of radiation. And there's no one out there going to write up a fucking program to go out and say, Dr. Raymond Gilmeddy's beagle studies don't fucking show that. The cat studies, the monkey studies, the pig studies, the goat studies don't show that. The human experiments don't show that. The 800 pregnant women that were given radioactive cesiums and uranium and plutonium in a Boston hospital, 829 of them, they dug their bodies up to find out how much cancer they had. They gave them what they said was vitamin drinks, the nuclear industry, to try to prove this theory. They wrecked the entire fucking planet. Provides that radiation is always, the LNT model provides the radiation is always considered harmful. That's right. A single atom in your body sequestering, your body attacks with white blood cells and builds a tumor around it for 5 or 10 years, and it doesn't show up for a long time. But it shows up. You're fucking, then you turn around and you give them leukemia, you give them or radiation treatments like chemotherapy, where they signed away their life and their rights and their futures, and you gave them experimental radioactive isotopes. Not to help them, because only 3% survive, to kill them. Because you make fucking $50,000 on a batch. So that's sickening, see? That's demented. And now they got it so that if your child has cancer, they have to give them fucking isotopes from a nuclear reactor. Because that's what they're doing here. See? By raising this standard, they reinforce that whole fucking system. And not only that, because there's so much radiation fell out in your country, when you discovered, oh, that's okay because we're allowed to have that much, because we lied and cheated and manipulated and deceived and in increments changed it and raised it. I fucking hate your guts for it. The petitions were submitted by Carl S. Marcus, Mark L. Miller, and Mohan Dose. You are my mortal fucking enemy till the day I fucking die. You are my mortal fucking enemy. You are the mortal enemy of everything on the planet. That's what you are. You are the epitome of everything that is wrong. You got those fucking degrees, and now you're going to take the NRC and they think you're going to fucking walk smooth through it. We'll hate you every day for the rest of your fucking life everywhere you go. You will be fucking hated. if you fucking succeed. And the people that help you, enable you, will be fucking despised and sought out and fucking convicted. It's just such a shocking thing to do. Rather than tell the truth and come up with solutions, you tell fucking lies and you try to bury it so people don't have a chance to help themselves or their loved ones or their friends or their families or the fucking planet or any species on this planet. It's all about you and your little fucking accolades and your degree. You're just the most disgusting people imaginable. I fucking hate everything about you people. I can't look at this. And that's what they're up to right now. They're petitioning at the NRC to get rid of the model and then get it up to... And then, you know, they just keep fucking doing it over and over. TEPCO raised it 20 fucking times. Everything these pricks do down there, Canada wants to do better. They want to one-up the Americans and be more evil. We've lost control. They lost control. They only hire fucking PR firms. And all a PR firm does is cover up shit. That's all your government, all your fucking industry, all your universities, every fucking one of them. If they got a job, it's because they're a PR firm in disguise as a human. They're not human. They don't have emotions like me or you. Their whole fucking job is when something happens, to step out there and cover their ass. Cover that corporate personhood. Not that they can go to jail. They might get a fine. Or they might not be able to do it anymore because we might find out. Don't tell the fucking slaves. They might revolt. Okay, we'll shut it down. I'm just going to wig out. That's all I'm going to do. Countering the phobia, promoting. Right? I mean, they filed a petition on behalf of scientists for accurate radiation information. Scientists, see how they disguise themselves. Why don't you put Dr. Raven Gilmedy in there and ask him and put those stats there, what it took for the dogs to die, what it took for the animals to die, what it took for the baboons to die, what it took for the fucking hamsters to die that they gave it to them. The studies are out there. I've covered them on my site over and over. You won't have any more questions about these petitions. The morbidity of it is real. Look, the reason we have terrorist laws is because we don't want to contaminate our fucking city. Because we know that this stuff, through the experiments on animals and humans that this industry has carried out, have been just unimaginable. Cruel. The cruelest thing on the planet is the nuclear industry. The cruelest fucking thing out there. And no matter what, it won't help the victims. No matter what, it won't admit that it done something. No matter what, it'll dump it in your community, it'll dump it in your river, it'll dump it in your lake, and dump it in your ocean. If you fucking don't watch them all the time. No matter what, they will do that. They'll find someone to do it if they can't get their own workers to do it. They'll say, oh, we're trucking it over to somewhere else. And then it's boom, out on a boat and gone. We gotta rein them in. We gotta fucking end them. We gotta stop this fucking madness. Look, the Pacific Ocean is dead. I've been out here on this friggin' ocean on the expedition for life. I'm heading back out. I'm heading back up north. I'm heading without enough to do the whole trip, but I'm going anyway. Just like I went the whole fucking 9 months. And I beg, found a little bit of bandwidth and get up there and beg for enough fuel to keep going. It's just, you don't know what stress is. You really don't. Stress is we can't get any. All we run into is PR firms. The people we put our faith in, even the alternative fucking media, James Colbert, Dan Dix, Ryan Dawson, fucking David Icke. All of these freaking idiots are going to sell you Ken Buesler from Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. Jay Cullen. No, I didn't mispronounce his name. That's how he does it. It's Ken Buesler, but I calls it a Buesler. It's well agreed on my site. He's an abuser. He's a fucking banana creature. These people are terrified of you using your voice. They're terrified of you making a fucking stand. They're terrified of you tweeting. They're terrified of you Facebooking. They're terrified of looking you in the fucking eye. They're terrified, but not really. They're laughing at you because they know you won't do it. And they're fucking terrified that you might. But they laugh at you and they snarl at you and they sneer at you. They roll out the 2,000 PR firm to attack any opposition. And we're the fucking opposition. There's no doubt about that. There ain't nobody out there, period, more fierce than what we are. More self-determined to get a job done and show everybody and just hope we can have a debate and find solutions. Not a debate about the nuclear industry. That's history. A debate about taking all of our institutions, all our universities, and trying to come up with solutions to have a future. Because right now, the entire Pacific Ocean is dead. Whatever's left ain't going to last. You can't stop Fukushima. We already documented the whole coastline. 600 algae, less than 24 species lived throughout 8,000 miles. Underwater footage shows naked, except for some sea urchins. Everything else is fucking missing. 5,600 highly visible species in the tidal pools. I mean, that's the nursery. You can see all the way to the ocean floor during the biggest blooms of the year because it's not there anymore. The fin whales are dying because they're dependent upon the krill, and there ain't been any more baby krill because they got wiped out because the radiation falls and just destroys it. Like, you better learn. You better get your acts together. You better learn to speak up. You got to fucking use your voices. You got to make a stand. You got to push back. That's the only way we're going to win is people make a stand. If you had 1 million people come out tomorrow and say enough and just put the pressure on them every day, start pounding at them, they got nowhere to go anymore. All you got to do is say, it's not like a banana, just shut the fuck up. It's not like getting on an airplane, so shut the fuck up. Not like walking in sunshine. You say they're going to knock you the fuck out. You got to do that with these people. There's nothing else going to stop them. Nobody can stop them, only you. You're it. You got to do it. You got to, and you're going to at some point. And the sooner is the better. It's hemorrhaging in that ocean. Chernobyl was equal to 400 Hiroshimas. It lasted 10 days. Fukushima didn't stop. Many times worse. Many times more volatile. Mix oxide fuel. And poured that salt water on to create the sulfur peroxide hydrogen buckyball. Right? 100% meltdown, melt through, melts out. Chernobyl 1/3 the size, 30% meltdown. Chernobyl devastating. This model based up on a single releases from a single reactor for a few days. Not even based up on the fuel pool. Not based up on total releases from the reactor that they are. No. There's enough there, what you see in that model, that's official model, NOAA model, enough there to kill everything on the planet. If you were able to ingest, each person ingested an atom. Yeah, it takes 10, 20, 30 years for that to show up. Not like this though. This is coming at you hardcore. You've been sucking it in a cubic meter. You're rocking through a cubic meter. All day, every day for months, sucking that stuff in. You put 2 million of them on the head of a needle, you can't see it. That doesn't mean it's not there. And that don't mean it ain't going to catch up to you. Hugs for everybody. Good night, Missy Sky. Miss Milky. Stacy Lane, Sylvia. And Verita. 13 Fox. Hi, Shanikin. Delon. Hello. Yeah, good night, everybody. I'll come up and say hi. Can think, what if they're half the distance from Japan as we are? The jet streams are real. The ocean current is real. The ocean at 45 days, it's here at 5 miles an hour, 24 hours a day. And the jet streams in 3 days. The jet streams, see? Hi, Harry. We're not much bigger than the sea lions are bigger than us, and look what's happening to them. Because they're on the rock piles on the shoreline where it all washes down to. Hi, Kate. Good night, Kate. Kate's link is below. All kinds of link below for everybody. Don't want to listen to me screaming anymore. Go down and listen to everybody else. Bob, everybody, good night. Robert, Mindy, Sylvia, Candace, Jamie. I didn't see Candace there, but I know she'll show up. And everybody else, once again, folks, night, night. It's okay. No, I showed up out of the blues just to get some time out. And so remember, folks, donate if you got something. Nuclearproctologist.org for credit cards is really easy. And PayPal at, we got to raise another $1,600. PayPal, Dana Durnford at hotmail.com at PayPal. And you'll get Dana Durnford. Right? Dana Durnford at hotmail.com. You'll find it. Take care, folks.
¡Eh! Tú! Un momento, tú no eres... Claro, eres el científico ese, Friedman, Fishman, ¿verdad? Seguro que vienes a luchar contra la Alianza. No sé qué puede hacer un hombre solo, pero no hay otra razón para visitar Santa Olga en este momento. Te llevaré a su base, o por lo menos hasta donde pueda. A ver, déjame que abra yo la verja. A ver, tengo la llave aquí, en algún lado. Aquí está. Adelante, chaval. Destruye el cañón y no te entretengas. Hay un camino por el acantilado. Anda con pies de plomo.
Munición agotada.
Vista.
Lo conseguiste, chaval. Acompáñame a Santa Olga. Celebraremos la victoria a lo grande. Espero que te gusten las sanguijuelas. ¿A dónde vas? ¿Estás empezando a desaparecer? ¿Cómo que tienes otros compromisos? Encantado de conocerte.
Boas pessoal, estou aqui para fazer vídeo de Half-Life, Lost Coast, Half-Life 2, Lost Coast. Não sei se alguém já jogou. Eu quis experimentar um novo tipo de jogo. Por isso vamos começar. Eu não sei como é que isto se faz. Aqui, tentar abrir. Não. Estão ali caixas, será que serve para alguma coisa? Deixa eu ver se eu consigo ir em cima delas. Sim, consigo. Se calhar com duas já dá. Só para o outro lado. Vamos ver. Ok, aqui. Ok, consigo passar. Vamos lá ver.
fracture detected. Major fracture detected. Warning. Vital signs critical.
Bem, vamos ter de tentar sobreviver até arranjar um sítio para a vida. Ok, eu morri, vamos recuperar. Se calhar não acabo isto hoje. Já são 11 da noite. Eu estou aqui a tentar gravar o máximo possível. Ok, vamos começar. Ok, eu vou cortar de volta. Ok, pessoal, estou de volta. Fiz um bocadinho de corte.
Fracture detected.
Vou baixar o som. Ok, agora vamos lá para cima. Eu acho que vocês me estão a conseguir ouvir bem. Agora vamos até cá acima. Agora é sempre em frente. Não, caí. Ok, eu falhei mesmo. Ai, vamos lá voltar. Ok, estamos aqui. É para cima. Aqui. Ok, agora temos de passar esta porta e ela vai fechar-se provavelmente. Temos de passar, não sei, digo eu, deixa eu ver aqui. Uma caixa. Ok, vamos passar. Será que temos de ir para ali? Aqui talvez. Exato, aqui deve ter alguma coisa. Sim, é aqui. Fecharam-se as portas. Se calhar tem de subir aqui. Ok, ele tirou o barulho. Isto entrou em curto-circuito.
Warning. Blood toxin level detected. Medical system engaged. Losses at
Ok, vamos lá. Está ali alguém? Aí é o helicóptero. Aqui não deve ser se foste alvejado, não sei. Senão ele estava ali parado. Vamos aqui buscar um... Oi? Vamos aqui buscar o fato. Agora está só a acabar o dia. Pronto, acabou-se. Deve ser por aqui. Bem, vamos lá experimentar, senão não. Ok, ainda não. Mas é agora. Ok, se isto ficou aqui é porque eu não vou poder passar, se calhar não consigo deixar. Deixa eu pôr a primeira. Não, não dá para passar, então vamos por aqui talvez. Sim, deve ser por aqui, não sei. Vamos experimentar. Exatamente é por aqui. Acho eu. Vamos lá experimentar aqui este caminho. Ok, temos ali qualquer coisa, por isso deve ser. Estou muito lag. Ok, vamos continuar. Vamos passar. Isto está a cair, não sei se estão a ver. Está a cair. Estamos a descer.
You did it, lad. Come on with me to St. Olga. We'll celebrate this victory with a feast. I hope you like leeches. Hey, where you going? You're getting fuzzy around the edges.
Ok, terminamos assim esta
I guess you got other places to be.
Life 2 Lost Ghost.
Nice knowing
Deem
ya.
like, subscrevam e comentem o que acham que está mal ou bem. Vá, é tudo.